Welcome to the Mack Talks, everybody. I am your host, Scott Johnson. My co-host to my right, Chase Hutchison.
Good morning, guys.
Chase, tell our listeners, because we have more than one, and our guest, what our program is all about.
So if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, or community leader, the Mack Talks are the vehicle that bring you the stories that you need to hear.
That's right. And today, we have one of our own people in the building. We have a digital marketer in the building. So, Chase, why don't you go ahead and give a little intro for our guest?
All right, so on this episode of the Mack Talks Entrepreneurial Therapy Session, we have Ruan Marinho on the podcast. Ruan is the founder of DeveloMark, his own digital marketing agency in Southington, Connecticut that works with small businesses to increase their website traffic and rankings. He's in the same industry as us, so this is going to be a super fun episode. Hopefully we can get some insights into the digital marketing agency from our discussion today. Ruan, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Good, great.
It's great to be able to have somebody, like I was just saying, from our own kind of industry and stuff like that. So tell us a little bit about your agency, what you guys kind of specialize in, how many guys you got, and kind of how you got into it.
Yeah, so DeveloMark, I started it 3 years ago, and the thought process behind it was develop your marketing, but I didn't want my name to be that long. So I pushed it down and just made it in one name. And we really specialize in doing a program for contractors that involves taking their website, doing their SEO, their pay-per-click, stuff like that. I also have a YouTube channel, which drives a lot of our sales and leads. Nice. Which I'm very thankful for, and I actually created it on accident, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But DeveloMark, we have a small office in Southington. We got about 14 guys and girls at the office, some part-time, some full-time.
Awesome.
But mainly, we're focused on our product. So I'm the only biz dev person there. So I'm the only person that's kind of going out and about and growing the business, and everybody else is perfecting the product. So yeah, that's a little bit about DeveloMark, and we're striding. We're trying to stick within what we know, because as you know, if you do too much, you don't get good at one thing.
Yeah.
So we stick to that one thing, and we're getting really good at it, which is getting us more recognition and stuff like that.
So you're doing like Google AdWords, SEO, basically those type of services for the contractors, right?
Yeah, so like the program, we take over the site, we give them content, we do everything along the lines of a really low-cost program. And then we provide all of the services either inclusive, which is most of the time, or a la carte, et cetera.
Okay.
So, when a customer signs up with us, they get a website that's high performing, beautifully designed, and then they get traffic and all of this other good stuff going to the site. And it's really nice because, as you guys probably know, if you're a la carte, people don't want to use two different agencies for two different things.
Yeah.
So I've tried to pick people, handpicked, specialize in just one thing. This way, we're providing the best results and services.
Yep, that's exactly what we do as well.
Yeah.
Same concept. Yeah.
It's are you guys target contractors? Or?
So no, we actually, that's probably the least of the type of business that we have a couple contractors, but we've kind of really found a niche inside of medical. So we branched out within law and medical. So we have Mack Media Group, which is our standard small business agency. And then we have Mack Media Medical, and then we have Mack Media Law. And then we have Mack Media Nonprofit as well. So we do lots of different nonprofits also, but they all dump into the same Mack Media Group, but we just have separate domains set up. But obviously we follow the same model because you really have to. You have to have people that are specialized in doing one thing and keep doing it all day long because they're really good at it. You know what I mean? So so I find that really interesting. Quick question for you though. So tell us a little about your YouTube. How did you get such a following? How did you kind of stumble upon it, like you were mentioning?
It's so crazy because I learned how to do Facebook advertising a few years ago, probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And I put up a video on YouTube, and like literally the most amateur video in the world. It's like a 20-minute video.
Those are the ones usually.
And I don't know why, but maybe it's because like there was no other agenda besides actually trying to show people what to do.
Yeah.
And that first video that I ever made now has 1,100,000 views.
Nice.
And I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And then I started posting more and more and more. And what started happening was, people started to catch on. I got a good personality on there. I crack jokes and do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what YouTube has been able to do with our traffic and our website is just extraordinary. And I'm sure you guys can agree.
Yeah.
So I started making these videos, really quick iPhone videos, no high production. That's why when I came in here today, I was like, holy crap, this is a nice setup. Because I'm used to the phone and just spitting out what I know. And it caught on and people like that style. I don't know if it's because when you shoot low quality video, people feel more connected to you because it's kind of like more personable rather than this high quality.
I think that has something behind that.
Yeah, definitely has something to do with it. So I started creating how to create a Facebook ad, how to do local SEO, how to do anything inside of my vertical, right? And if you're a business owner like a doctor, they should be creating videos like how to lose weight without, doing this, how to do this without this.
Yeah.
And those how-to videos really get a lot of exposure if you just do them right and follow the protocol with the algorithms.
Yeah.
So we figured out how to play to YouTube's algorithms to make our videos get shared more and have more watch time, which is a direct ranking factor in YouTube.
Yep.
And the beauty of YouTube compared to something like Google is Google, you're only getting somebody when they search or when you're advertising to them.
Yeah, YouTube, it'll populate
it. Shares it.
Yeah.
And it's like once you get a video that's in that little recommended section, which I'm really good at doing for myself and some clients, once you get in that little recommended section, now YouTube's promoting the crap out of it.
Yeah.
And the best part is I get paid for it.
Yeah,
so
right. Because you get the
AdSense.
Yeah.
So it's changed my life and my business. So right now we're at 80,000 subscribers.
Okay, nice.
And it's all due to my willingness to show people, stuff without being scared of competition or something like that.
I agree with that 100%, and that's something that, you have the conversation with clients, especially contractors, where they're like, I'm not telling anybody my secret. And it's like, no, your secret that you have, trust me, somebody else probably knows it. But if you just show it to somebody, it's gonna lead to business for you.
Right.
And I know that's really hard to understand, but just trust me.
Right.
Right. But I agree with you 100%. Those type of videos are the ones that, and I think because they come across as not flashy and they come across as, oh, this is just a regular person telling me something. And I think that's why you get that good, you know what I mean? And a lot of those videos do. And that's why you're like, how the hell does this video have this many views when you see the way that it's done?
It's crazy.
But that's the human nature to go to that, I think, right? I mean, obviously it's working for you.
Yeah, and I mean, you'll see YouTubers that have this really high quality production and then they get like 50 views.
Yeah.
And then, there's a direct correlation into that. And, people feel like there's a hidden agenda when you have all of the high quality production. Obviously not like in a setting like this, but I mean,
it's different. Yeah.
Someone at home trying to make money, selling people stupid courses online, right?
Yeah.
That's when you kind of know they have an agenda. So you kind of click off and it just sounds salesy.
Yeah.
So all of my videos, I never pitch anything ever. I don't even tell them to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And just the reciprocity of giving value. Eventually they subscribe and they watch my stuff and then eventually purchase what we have to sell.
That's great.
Yeah.
So tell us, I mean, have you always been kind of an entrepreneur? How long have you been in business for, did you say?
So we've been in business for 3 years.
Okay. And what did you do before that?
So before that, I was working a sales job. I was at Comcast doing door to door.
Okay.
I probably knocked on this door before.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
You can't get Comcast in this area.
Is that right?
You would have had to work for Charter.
Oh, is it Charter?
Yeah.
Because we had a Danbury office over there. Maybe it's over by Brewster, New York.
I think it's right where the cutoff might be. Yeah.
So I was knocking doors there, and I was like, why the hell am I doing this? I'm going into a business, and nobody wants to hear from me. Nobody cares.
Did you go to college, or?
I did not go to college, no. I'm actually looking into some colleges right now.
Okay.
But, I was knocking at a door and nobody wanted me there. And I was like, wait, shouldn't it be, I need to be the other way around. I need to be that consultant that people are like, thank God you're here for my business. Thank God that you showed up today.
Yeah.
We need your help. We have the money. We trust you.
Yep.
But at Comcast, you were just another fly. You were just like, hey, can I sell you something?
Yep.
Right? So people would get mad. They would say insults. 6 months, I was out.
Yeah.
And then I started doing some digital marketing stuff that I was learning at Comcast. Failed miserably, but build up a ton of credit card debt, and then was able to obviously get a few small accounts, people paying me, going to like local networking events, stuff like that. I've always had the entrepreneurship in my heart. I read every single day. I really focus on personal development, and as you guys know, it's so critical in business. So I've always had it in me. And eventually I hated becoming the person that was not the consultant.
Yep.
And I like the consultative approach because it makes you feel better as if you're giving something back to the world and making money with it too. So
yeah, no, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
Well, there's an economic principle that I learned about in college that was called obliquity. And it's what I forget their last name, but the people that developed or built Walmart. used to develop their business. They weren't about like making money. They just said like, our goal is not to make money. Our goal is to create the best supermarket store, right, in the entire country at the lowest price. And if we can achieve that, then there, obliquity comes in, and all the stuff that, that you were trying to do, like provide for your family and, become rich, become wealthy, influential, all those things come with that. And so that's like what I feel like people respond to best in business is just that, like you're saying, like just give them the secret. And because honestly, like you were saying, like most of these people, they won't have the resources or the willpower and desire to actually execute. Right. So when you give people that secret, they're going to come back for more. And all of a sudden you're the wellspring of knowledge that everybody's drawing from. And that's how you build your business. And I think that's the core principle of your videos that you do, is that it's really, there's no production value. There's no, it's like shot on an iPhone. It's just like, hey, I just want to tell you what's going to work for you. You know what I mean? And that's what brings in all the clients. So that's what I immediately drew me to invite you on the show and be like, I got to talk to this guy because clearly he understands this, Yeah. So I guess that leads me to my next. Were you always, you don't have a degree from college, but how'd you do in school? Because I feel like true entrepreneurs, they don't like school. School and entrepreneurship don't mesh well.
Boring.
It's
I didn't go to college, and I'm not very good at school. I was never good at school. Just to let you know, if it makes a difference at all. For you.
No, I get that, and it's such a pro and con because the schools that I want to go to are like Harvard.
Yeah.
And the problem with those schools is they're way too expensive.
Yeah.
But the pro is you're dealing with professors that don't have a small accounting business in the town. You're dealing with the founder of LinkedIn, right? He's teaching the semester.
Yeah.
And when you get that type of information, you can't find it anywhere else. He's not on YouTube preaching, selling a course.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like he's giving back. So I'm in a Harvard online class now, and it was $4,500.
Wow.
For one class, and it's worth it because I get 6 weeks with the founder of LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And it's a paneling, so we get to talk to each other, right? And I did terrible in school, but that's because I wasn't mature yet. I was an immature kid that just wanted to get by. And then, thankfully things panned out. I'm so grateful for everything in my life because things panned out. I found what I love to do very quick, which is sales.
Yep.
And then I started doing it. So I was never really good at school, but I think as I got old, I used to say like, screw college, I hate college, this and this, but that's just an immature thing to say.
Yeah.
I think college provides a lot of value for a lot of people, and the networking opportunities, especially in our type of business, is immense, right? Like you're in a class with a bunch of other people that want to grow their own business. So for us, that generates opportunities to sell a website, SEO, whatever it may be. And it's funny you mentioned the Sam Walton thing, owner of Walmart, because his ego, he didn't have an ego, right? He was just trying to literally build the best supermarket in the world. So he was found at a Brazilian supermarket measuring the tape side by side in their aisles to see if they knew something he didn't.
Yeah.
And that type of non-egotistic approach to business is what created the multi-billion-dollar organization, which is just awesome.
Yeah.
But did terrible in school. I mean, I'm going back.
Well, I mean, you weren't, when you're learning something that you're not super interested in, like now,
like Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing learning Shakespeare?
Like now you're more mature. You really want to learn this. You want to be a sponge. You want to, you know what your path is.
Exactly.
So it's like
exactly.
Yeah.
And you guys learn from somewhere too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Always learning, right? Always have to keep learning. So.
And you're right. That's what it is. I mean, I'm not going to go to school and take Shakespeare classes. That's just not what I like to do.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. But
and if you're going to go with a purpose, right? Like know what you want to study, or know that like I'm here for this reason.
Correct.
You know what I mean? That's what I think people make the mistake of, is just going because people tell them to go.
And you don't know that at 19.
No.
At all.
You have no idea.
You have no idea.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm glad I waited, because now I'm ready to invest money into it, and now I know exactly what I want.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So I know you mentioned Larry. He was on our show. I know you mentioned the School of Entrepreneurship. I know you said you work with him sometimes within there. But besides Larry, who are some of the other professionals, that you look up to? Digital marketers, or just influencers with inside of business?
So there's 2 key people that I look at right now that produce content, right? Some people I look at, they don't produce content, which is really frustrating, right? Like the owner of Scorpion. I'm sure you guys know Scorpion.
Yeah.
Rusty Kretz. He doesn't produce anything, so it's very difficult to find out what he's doing.
Yeah, right.
But when you look at people like Larry, he puts out so much free value. You can kind of start to see where he's headed.
Yeah.
And because we are so familiar with digital marketing, I can find out the little things that he's doing that's right under people's noses, right?
Yeah.
Creating homematch.com, which is a directory site that he's starting to build up to compete with HomeAdvisor.
Yep.
And those little types of things that is kind of under your nose is really good to research these types of people. So 2 people that I really look at right now is a gentleman, he's on YouTube, his name's Sam Ovens. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of Sam Ovens. He's all about getting better sleep. He's all about performance optimization, working less hours per day. Not the 4-hour work week, but really a personal development standpoint. You know, I purchased an Oura Ring, which is going to tell me how much deep sleep I'm getting every single night, because everything starts with your sleep. So he goes on and puts out free content, gets thousands of views. And that's one person that I look at. And the next person locally is Larry.
Yep.
But there's the guys that I look up to, like Rustin Kretz, right? Owner of Scorpion, and some of the bigger guys that just don't produce anything.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's hard to kind of see what they're doing. And unfortunately, we have to do things like pay their agency to see what they're doing. So
yeah. Yep.
You know, those are the main 2 people that I look up to right now. I look up to Larry for business, and then I look at Sam Ovens for personal development.
Nice.
And just being more optimized throughout the day.
Yeah.
Because if you work more, you're only going to get a certain more percentage. But if you work smarter, you're going to get a lot more percentage.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And it's good to look at Larry and Sam because they mix the both.
Yeah.
You know, Larry's worked extremely hard.
Yeah.
For everything he has.
Amazing story.
Crazy.
Story. So what is it that you like to do in your free time?
I like to skateboard.
Oh, nice.
I'm actually really good at skateboarding.
That's cool.
It's weird. I like to play drums.
Yeah.
Pretty good at drums. I like anything that's on the extreme. So I don't like the regular sports like soccer or basketball. I like.
You like snowboarding?
Yeah, I like snowboarding.
You're gonna have to go tear it up with this guy.
Yeah, I love that shit too. Yeah.
I always tell him though, he's like, I'm like, dude, wear your helmet, man. Like, you're doing too good at work to go and hurt yourself. Like, don't do any dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I always felt that, and I was having this conversation with my dad too. Is just like, I always feel like picking up new skills and learning new things is a great way to get your brain to start to be more elastic. And so when you're confronted with something that you don't understand or don't know how to accomplish, your brain is better able to like expand to reach those goals. So like every time, like me and Scott just went and played tennis the other day. I picked up snowboarding 2 years ago after 11 years of skiing. When I was in high school, I picked up wrestling my freshman year, ended up becoming captain my senior year. It was a sport that, like, if you told me that I was going to do that, when I was younger, I would have been like, there's no way I'm ever doing that. But it's just the way that I'm curious and I want to learn new things. And even like sales is something that like, my dad was in, but, I didn't have a distinct interest in sales. I didn't go to school for sales. But then when I started doing it, started learning business operations, all of a sudden now I'm like obsessed with it. And I can't consume enough content about marketing and entrepreneurs and business and operations. Like, I love it.
Don't forget about your bro content too.
Yeah.
And love to consume bro content.
Yeah. And we also
just fling
love
videos back and forth to each other all weekend and
I
stuff.
love
It's
bro
hilarious.
content.
It's key to us, like us performing well is us having those moments and stuff, just like sharing stuff that we think is funny. And that's what's so important about this whole operation is the
so
team.
let me tell you a little bit about how we became a tandem here. So he actually went through our internship program. And I had always struggled with, I'm sure you've probably maybe even encountered the same thing. If not, you probably will in the future. But I was looking for a great salesperson, somebody that could obviously not hang with me, but be within the realm of what I could do.
Yeah.
I have a lot of awesome ideas, and I also have a lot of sales, so I can't execute a lot of those ideas. But I can tell you the idea. I just can't hold your hand and make sure you do it along the way because I'm busy writing stuff up. So I would hire experienced sales reps in the industry, and every time, they would try to like skate on the base, basically, is what they would try to do.
Of course.
And like, I'm the type of company, and I could see that within 5 seconds. You know what I mean? I'm not like, I didn't get to where I've gotten to without, a college degree or even a high school diploma without being able to identify those types of things. So, I cycled through a lot of different sales guys. I had an ad in Indeed, and I was like, I'm just going to run this ad. And I'm just going to try to find somebody young that I can mold. And they're not going to know anything else, And Chase came in, interviewed. He was doing the internship out there. He just finished the internship program. He interviewed, and he started the next day. So he went through a rough little boot camp period where, He kind of had to learn the ins and the outs of how to do everything, but now he's worked his way up to VP of Business Development.
Yep.
He's my right-hand man, and he's heading towards an area where he's going to get equity within inside of the company if he keeps going.
Right.
The direction that he is going, which I know that he will. And most importantly, he is the co-host of the Mack Talks. Right. Most importantly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of a little bit of background about him and how we kind of got together and like you mentioned, we always do all kinds of stuff together. We watch fights together. We go to, we just went to a Phillies game over the weekend.
Yep.
So we're always doing different types of things, and we're always trying to, kind of look what's out there and kind of learn different things and just keep building our entrepreneurial careers. You know what I mean?
Tell us about your team and what you've done. Like you mentioned in the beginning of the podcast that team building is important. So obviously you recognize that. So tell us about how you built your team a little bit.
So I had a really big struggle growing my team because when I started, I didn't have the best personal habits. I was waking up late. I was being lazy. I was eating the wrong food. I was not sleeping well. I was just working like 13-hour days. And I'm sure we can all speak to that.
Yep.
So when I hired my first sales guy, the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. So he started doing some of the actions that I was doing. So I hired my first sales guy and just completely made a mistake. And he's still with me today. He's a wonderful guy, kind of my right-hand man as well.
Yep.
And then from there, I learned that, I got to take my ego away because I am the owner of the business at the end of the day. I don't like saying it. And I take my ego away and empower the other people and let them run. And there's a great read in the Harvard Business Journal. It's called Building Yourself. And it's a great, great book because it teaches you about how to communicate with people, how to take your ego away, and how to let people just run with it and let them do their own thing and report back to you on what they've learned and what they've done, et cetera, and stuff like that. Obviously, that's very dangerous for some businesses, right? You're not going to do that at a doctor's office. But for our type of business, it's pretty simple. So my team started with just Tom, and then a year later, when I was like second and a half year in business, we just went on a hiring spree because we had a demand for development, design, and copywriting.
Yep.
And so we started hiring these people, and I did the very similar thing, internship program to full hire. And we have 2 people going through an internship program right now. And, it's just taking the time to get the right people in. Like when you mentioned that, you were looking for that right person and you did your due diligence, spending the time to invest into this company and spending the time to do that, that speaks volumes of you. Because I'm sure you've had the same situation to where you're going to hire somebody and they don't call you back, or they show up late, or they show up early, and don't hire those people because they're going to become a cancer to the organization. And you can't afford one cancer. Everybody has cancer, right?
Yep.
So not literal cancer.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying.
So the team building really came from me first, and then it dripped down to the organization. So I'm always the one earliest at the office. I'm always the one to leave late. And that impression gets very, 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 it's communicated directly. You guys have a wonderful office space here.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Every time a staff member walks into the office space, you reconfirm their beliefs that you're the business that they're going to build a career in. So our office was a piece of crap. We had the worst walls, the worst carpets, like it stunk like Subway, because we're above a Subway.
Yeah.
So we ripped everything out, put hardwood floors, invested in the walls, invested in big TVs, invested in multiple conference rooms and stuff like that. And now people have a physical belief that they're going to grow a career within this company, giving them the solid, attitude to stay here and actually do work. Because if you feel like you're going to lose your job next week, you're not going to do great work. You're going to want to leave.
Yeah, exactly. And if you feel the company's not going to be there, not going in the right direction, obviously same thing.
And that's what I felt like when I walked into our old space. So for me, cosmetic is a big thing, because when people see something, they don't see the inner belief in it. They see what's cosmetic.
Yeah.
Even when you meet somebody, the first thing they see is like, what do your lips look like? What does your head look like? What are you wearing?
Yep.
And I invest in those things inside of my business just because I know that's what people see first impressions, even clients.
It's funny that you say that because, as you can tell, we have a ton of wall space out there.
Yeah.
And, moving into this office was a big expenditure, and I couldn't just start hanging stuff right away. So slowly, but I knew I had to have stuff on the walls for exactly the reason why you're saying. You know what I mean?
Like when I went to the bathroom, I noticed the Mack Media logo right on it.
Yeah.
And that's something where a staff member, when they're going to the bathroom even, those little touch points, they're like, oh, wow, like, okay, there's our company, right? Not the company I work for, our company.
Yeah. I think the staff here, though, would say, like, maybe tone it down with some of the Philadelphia Eagles stuff and some of the Philadelphia Phillies stuff. Maybe just bring it down a level, maybe. But other than that, I mix it in with lots of great quotes. I mean, I got Tony Robbins quotes, Gary Vee quotes all over the walls. But it's funny because I invest in this stuff that I invest in these signs and these pictures and these different messages and the word wall that I have over there for the exact reason why you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, see that trim right there? You know how long it took for me to paint that green trim all the way around this whole building? But it's for the reason that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I do those types of things. You know what I mean? Is for that reason. So I think it's awesome.
And it's funny. I hired an account manager and on salary. And I came in one day, and this was like probably the third hire. I came in one day and I was wearing a Dragon Ball Z hoodie and sweatpants.
Yep.
And the first thing she said is she looked at me and she goes, "You're wearing a Dragon Ball Z hoodie?"
Yeah.
Next day I bought hundreds of suit jackets.
Yeah.
And I started dressing up every single day because I noticed she noticed it right away.
Yeah.
And the trim looks great. We're probably gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, nice.
After I saw it.
Nice.
It looks
we'll give
good.
you a tour around and show you everything. I got Eagle stuff in places you can't even imagine in this place. So
guessing you're an Eagles fan?
Yeah, diehard. Well, I'm from Delaware originally, so when you live in Delaware, it's like Philadelphia or Baltimore, just like how here it's New York or Boston.
When you were a kid, or?
Yeah, when I was a kid. Yeah, so I moved here when I was probably eighth grade. I moved to Southbury, and then I moved to Danbury when I was 18. Started my first business, which was called Vision Designs, which is screen printing, embroidery, and signs. Started that when I was 19.
So do you make your own signs and signage in here?
No, because I'm out of the industry, but I have all the connections. And I still know my other partner. I know my partners. I still, I have a building with them as well.
Yeah.
So I know what I'm supposed to pay for it.
Right.
And I know how to get good deals on it. You know what I mean? Just because I know what the cost is on it, and I know a lot of people in the industry.
Yeah.
So, but hey, man, listen, awesome having you on. I think we could probably go another couple of hours if we had to. If we had the time to.
Yeah.
But I got to jump on a call after this, and I want to make sure we definitely get in Chase's favorite segment, which is
everybody's favorite segment.
Mack Move or Wack Move, where we read through some topics, some business topics that are kind of in mainstream media, not always, directly business related, but always has some sort of a business feel to it. You will get your trusty sign to be able to determine whether you think it's a Mack Move or a Wack Move. And Chaseiford, why don't you go ahead and pop off that first Mack Move or Wack Move?
All right, first topic is Andrew Luck retires at 29 years old, giving up millions of dollars in salary and potential sponsorships. So I know that, this has been a big topic in the news. The way that it relates to business is, it's really a decision of quality of life over money, right? Or payment or whatever. You're making a decision based upon, your own health and your own well-being.
Yep.
And a lot of people make decisions every day in business of I'm going to work 13 hours in the office today and eat McDonald's because, you know what I mean? I'm just going to I'm going to sacrifice my health. And the question is, Mack Move or Wack Move? Is his retirement a Mack Move or a Wack Move?
I'm going to say that it is a Mack Move. Number one, because he doesn't play for the Eagles, so it doesn't affect me at all. I might have a little bit of a different say in it, depending, but it's his life. Let him do what he wants. I know the timing really wasn't so great because of the fact that the season's getting ready to start. I don't think that he planned for that to happen. I think that a lot of these players, in the past, they didn't know what was happening to them. They know now. There are people that are walking around in pain all day long. He got a lot of money. I know he left a lot of money on the table. He got a lot of money.
He did.
He's a smart guy. He went to Stanford, right?
Yep.
He's a smart guy.
Yep.
So I'm going to say Wack Move. I think it's a smart move on his part. I go to a Wack Move. A Mack Move. Sorry.
Mack Move.
Mack
I was
Move.
going to say.
Sorry, Mack Move. Sorry. What do you got?
He's a football player?
Yeah, he's a football player. And he played 7 seasons. But he had a period of time where he missed a full season and he just rehabbed his shoulder. He's basically saying, I don't enjoy the game anymore. I've been stuck in this rehab process, and he basically retired.
Another quick question. Is his team going to be affected by it?
Yes.
I'm going to say Wack Move.
Okay. Yes.
All right.
Because this is the thing is we've all been, you were only saying all the reasons why it's a Mack Move when you were describing the situation, but there's a lot of reasons why it's also a Wack Move. Maybe, ultimately I agree with the thing, it's your life, it's your decision. You know what I mean? You got to make that choice
and everything like that.
And all that. I agree with that. It's just that for the way this came out and right before the season, think about the fans.
I know,
he's 29 years old.
His health is more important.
Quarterbacks are playing into their 40s, nowadays with the medicine that we have now.
It's like
He's 29.
He's 29.
He's 29 years
7
old.
seasons.
Oh, Wack move.
Yeah.
I got him over to the dark side.
That's so funny. Chase,
I got him over
obviously, go
Wack
ahead.
move. Yeah,
Okay.
Wack move. You
All
listen,
right.
give him, do it right. Do it right. Wait one more year. Play one more year and then plan this out more. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like he just went, I can't play anymore.
Like
and
I
then
said,
just
he
stopped.
doesn't play for the Eagles, so I don't have that
yeah,
emotional
yeah.
tie.
What does
with
he
him.
play for? What does he play
Plays for the Colts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. All right, Chase. Topic number 2.
Topic number 2. This is a weird one. Toy maker Hasbro. You guys are familiar?
Very
I
familiar.
like this one.
Okay, toy
I like
maker
this one.
Hasbro acquires gangster rap label Death Row Records, originally started by Suge Knight.
Yes.
Right? Back
Yep.
in the 90s.
Yep.
In an attempt to grow its stable of family-friendly entertainment, it was a $4 billion deal.
Yeah, but if they're wrapped up in another company, though.
So
I
let
mean,
me
you have to
explain.
disclose
Yeah,
that.
so Entertainment One was the company that they purchased, which is just a conglomerate of all these different, whether it's music. They actually own Peppa Pig. Do you know that's like a smash hit kids show, right?
So, but the people that own Peppa Pig own.
It's the same company that owns
already
Peppa
owns
Pig
Death Row.
that owns Death Row Records.
Oh, okay.
Isn't
All
that
right.
weird? So
They
they have a very
already do
diverse
have their
portfolio.
foot in the. Yeah. Okay.
They have a diverse portfolio.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the real question of whether this is a Mack move or Wack move is it a Mack move or a Wack move for the toy maker to build its family-friendly brand by purchasing a company that owns Death Row Records, started by a guy who, by the way, ran people over with his car, like murdered people.
Yes. I'm going to go Mack move for this reason. You make a lot of money with them Snoop Dogg tracks from back in the day.
Right.
Yeah.
And if they own the licensing to that,
Yep.
there's going to be family fun for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? You need revenue to make family fun. Now, if you're going to tell me that they're going to be doing some shady things with Death Row, like they're going to be performing concerts at schools, maybe not so much. All right? But
Yeah.
as far as that goes, I'm going to go Mack move. I think it's funny. I think that it actually gives them a lot of publicity too.
Yeah.
Because I think it's kind of funny. So,
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I'm going Mack move.
All right.
What do you got?
I'm going to say Wack move.
Yep.
Only because I want to disagree with Scott. No, I'm just kidding.
Because I'm going to disagree with everything that he says.
No, I'm going to say Wack move only because I wouldn't be able to justify a $4 billion purchase into a record label.
Yeah.
Is that what they are, a record label?
They're wrapped up in a whole, like...
It's like I said, they're a conglomerate of different artists company, right? So like these...
That's
so
just a piece of what
they're
they
record
bought.
companies, they're
Can I do
creative
this? Can I do
companies.
this?
Yeah, we've had that discussion
You
before.
can do
Yeah, we
this.
can do
Yeah.
this.
I'm
Yeah.
going to do this because it depends who's on that label.
You need more
what song.
details, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You need more
It was
details.
this is basically what it is. They bought a giant company that owns all this stuff that's very valuable to them that they really, really want.
Right.
But the one thing is they also own Death Row
Yeah.
record. So it's like you're getting the whole piece of a pie, except you're getting the whole pie, except one slice of the pie has
a cherry with
poison
a
in
pit
it.
in it.
Yeah. So
That
is
is
it
pretty
worth
funny,
it?
though.
Is it worth it to do that? And
Yeah.
I mean, I would say Mack move.
Yeah.
Mack move. I think it. I
Get
think
that
it is
Snoop Dogg money
ultimately
revenue,
worth-
bro.
Yeah.
Those albums are still selling.
They're going to be in movies forever.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
still, like...
Yeah.
And they're probably going to figure out how to integrate it with their games and their,
Yeah.
family entertainment. So
Yeah.
it's a half move for me.
Yeah. All right. Topic 3, Chase.
Topic number 3.
Always throw one of these in there.
Also a weird one. Akabata Pro Activewear and Devan Chemicals, okay, collaborated to create CBD infused textiles with therapeutic benefits. So Akadaba is they make workout gear, and Devan makes CBD oil, among other things. And they found a way to actually infuse the CBD into the clothes that you're going to wear. And the whole goal is to reduce inflammation that comes along with working out. All right.
Yeah, I'm
We
going to
got-
go Mack move, but I have a lot of questions about this. I'm going to go Mack move because in theory it sounds great, but I'm also very far. Like I said, Chase is my college educated co-host. I'm not college educated, but I have just a really... how can this be done? Like, it's just weird to me. I don't understand how it can be done. Like, I feel like once you run it through the wash machine and you beat the shit out of it, it's gonna not work anymore. But hey, I'm also all for like Like I love the mess. Like the idea is awesome. I mean, the idea is great. So I'm gonna go Mack Move on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mack Move. And the reason why I say that is inflammation. It's one of the worst things in the world.
Yeah, it kills you.
You literally
the inflammation is what kills you. Because it's constantly
you're always your brain is cloudy. You know, you get more full. You look like a Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you eat those types of food. So I always do a non-inflammation diet. So I've never heard of that. I'll probably be the one to test and report back to you guys if it's a Mack Move.
I mean, because my boy Nick Byers, he told me he wants to put a sauna in his house to cut down on his inflammation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
that's what it is.
Who did you say?
My boy Nick Byers. He's up in Maine.
Oh, okay.
He's also in this same industry, this CBD industry also, which is kind of funny.
Okay.
He's all about that. He always talks about that inflammation. He's always get that inflammation, boy. All right, so what do you got?
It's critical.
Yeah. I gotta go just based upon the fact that I would never ever use it.
That's because you're 24.
I just don't
wake up with sciatica, homie.
I just
seriously.
Also, I don't even know if this works. If it's just snake oil in a suit, literally.
Yeah.
And so I can't. I'm gonna have to see. Plus I've taken CBD before, guys, and to be honest with you, like the benefits are just like.
Bro, you're 24.
Really, I don't really feel much.
Chicken.
Like
get up over 40.
Yeah. All right. Well,
We'll revisit it in 10 years. We'll revisit it in 10 years.
Or next week.
Well, I'm going to buy it. So I'll
let you know
in an email.
Nice. All right. Topic 4, right?
Yep. Topic number 4. This one's very interesting. Ariana Grande sues Forever 21, who actually just declared bankruptcy, as you know, for $10 million over a look-alike ad campaign. She's saying that they used her likeness to sell their products. And by likeness, it means a girl who looks, dresses, acts exactly like Ariana Grande. And they knew that when they created the commercial. So she's suing them for $10 million, which I'm assuming is... Now, do you do this to a wounded bird? You know what I mean? Do you step on his neck when it's dying like that? And does she really need the money? Is she really or is it the principle of the likeness?
And how can you really, really it's such a really hard thing to prove. Like that's a style. It's just a really difficult thing to prove. And I'll be honest with you, I see it every day with influencers and then TV. Like if you notice, what's that dude's name? Trey, I can't remember his last name.
Yeah.
That funny ass dude.
Trey Kennedy.
Yeah, Trey
right?
Kennedy.
He's hilarious.
That dude, you'll notice now, they have actors on TV doing his shtick. Doing his shtick. I think they really do look at the influence and they try to mold to what's working online.
Oh, yeah.
So based upon that, I mean, I'd have to see the pictures. I mean, I'm looking at some of them. I mean, that one girl looks like she could be a black girl. So I don't see, I get it. She's got the little thing on her head with the ponytail. But
it's just, where was this when last Halloween when every girl was Ariana Grande for Halloween? And then all the costumes, the dyed hair, all the hairstylists, everything, that was a look.
Yeah.
And I didn't see her suing anybody over the the hair dye companies. People are. What I'm saying is it's a cultural wave.
Yeah.
And there's so many companies and people out there that are doing this, but maybe just not in a TV commercial.
I mean, were the girls' names similar to her name?
Oriana.
This one's a tough one for me because I don't feel like you should be able to steal somebody's brand, but I also think there's a lot of gray, and it's really hard to prove it unless
especially
they were
with the internet.
Yeah,
tons of gray.
Yeah. So I'm going to go Wack Move. Although I think this is going to help Forever 21. I think, are they going out of business or they just declared bankruptcy? They're on the comeback.
They're about to,
they're
doing
that debt,
very poorly.
And then they're going to come back, or what are they going to do?
They're doing very poorly.
All right, well, I think that gives them, I mean, they probably have insurance for things like this, so if anything, maybe it's some good advertising. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go Wack Move.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go Wack Move too. And the only reason I say that is because influencers are way too entitled about everything that they do.
Yeah.
And, You're gonna sue a company that's already failing for $10 million. I think there's a vengeance or a vendetta there.
Yeah.
And their lawyers are looking for ways to make money for using her name. So the lawyers are probably the ones that told her about the idea. And, and she might have gotten upset about it, whatever. But at the end of the day, Ariana is worth $700 million. Like,
I know. She doesn't really need that.
$10 million. But I think it's a message to put out there for other companies to make sure they work with the real deal. So that is kind of my Mack move on that.
Okay.
Because you look at brands like Fashion Nova, which has a direct reason as to why Forever 21's going down. And they actually hire the real deal. They'll hire Kim K for $500,000 and put her in an ad. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go Wack move mostly, but just because of Ariana Grande's status, and I could see if she was treated poorly, right, or if something was like that. But at the end of the day, it's not her in the video. It's not a replica of her. It's not a robot of her. It's another person that looks like her.
And she wasn't in their campaign ever, was she?
I don't think so. No.
See, if she was in their campaign and stopped, and then they started doing that,
that's different.
Maybe, but that's a lot different.
Yeah.
Is this in court now?
Yes, it's in court now.
Huh.
Yep.
All right.
No, Wack move for all the reasons you guys. I agree.
All right. 100%. Whoa, we need a special sound when everybody agrees. All at once, so.
Yeah, never happens.
All right. So last topic. Here we go.
All right. So topic number 5: Michigan becomes the first state to ban flavored e-cigs.
That's across the board though, because I'm always so confused by like, oh, they're banning this one and those are banned, but these ones are okay. And Juul, because they have the most money that they can do. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm not sure. They're not. People are not gonna. You can probably still buy it. You can still buy it online or whatever, but you can't. And it's not like they made them illegal. So if you get caught with it, it's contraband,
right,
or anything like that. They're just saying you can't sell it at a store.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Mack move. Although I hate regulations from government, I think they got to figure out what's up with this shit. And I think that there's way too much money to be made in this industry. And I think there's just a lot of weird shit happening to where people are trying to jump in and make money and they're not using safe products. But I feel that maybe it is safer if you do it the right way. I don't know. It's really hard to get the correct message out as far as what's going on. I think that there needs to be a lot of testing done on this, obviously. But I don't like the stuff that I'm hearing about kids being in the hospital and lungs failing, and I really don't like to hear that. So I do think that somebody needs to step up and actually do something. So I'm going to say that it's a Mack move.
Yeah. I'm going to go Mack move because Michigan has a lot of low-income households, which ultimately leads to smoking, stuff like that. And a lot of these guys that make these e-cigarettes in those cartridges with, the vape oil or whatever it may be, they're adding additives, which are probably not approved, and they're mixing it with what is approved. So they're really saving money by putting in, bad stuff in conjunction with with the regular stuff. So I don't vape at all, and I just don't see the purpose of having one of those things. It's just like cigarettes when they came out. Everybody they didn't know, nobody knew.
Yeah, that's what I kept saying. Yeah.
Then years later, everybody started getting cancer. So I'm gonna go Mack move on that one.
Yeah, it's so weird because it's like it's like typically I wouldn't say Mack move for this because I don't think that the government should get involved in this type of stuff. But because of like what's coming out in the news with kids getting sick and like their lungs failing and collapsing. And the fact that they're targeting younger and younger people with the fruity flavors because they know that everybody loves that. Just the same way that the yogurt
Sour Patch,
the same way that the yogurt companies like make strawberry and banana and have a little monkey. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing except they're doing that with an adult product.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going Mack move.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, so what'd you think about Mack move or Wack move?
I love it. I think it's a great idea.
It was a Mack move.
I like it.
All
it
right.
was a Mack move. It definitely was.
Well, hey, listen, we look forward to to getting to know you a little more.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have a company bowl off.
Yeah.
That sounds like some team building. We could join in on a little networking team building session or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Definitely want to continue to build a relationship. Continue to, there might be certain people that aren't good fits for us that are good fits for you. And just love to just keep going with the entrepreneurial therapy and stuff and just keep kind of kicking ideas back and forth and get to know you.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you coming on. Chase is going to go ahead and close us out and give everybody's handle and everybody's info out here.
Yep. So, as always, thanks for listening and tuning in, everybody. If you're looking to learn more about Ruan, you can visit his website, ruanmarino.com. Check out his digital marketing agency at DeveloMark. That's DeveloMark. .com, or visit his YouTube channel, which has about 80,000 subscribers and has awesome SEO and digital marketing tips. Just search Ruan M. Marinho on YouTube and he should pop right up. Ruan, thanks so much for coming by. It was a pleasure having you, man. For all of our listeners, if you want to find out more about the Mack Talks, how to listen, watch, and subscribe, you could visit our website, www.themacktalks.com. If you love our content, not like it, love it, please leave us a review on iTunes. Every review makes a big difference in supporting the show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram @the Mack Talks. Let's go.
Perfect ending.
Oh, man. All right, cool, man. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, cool.
Take care.